Hi, this is Sophia with Sophie Soaps and Such. This is my video blog, and I'm answering a couple of questions. The questions are as follows. How long have I been in business? How long have I been making natural bath and body products? And how did I get into making natural bath and body products? So let's see if I can address all of those questions in this one conversation. Sophie Soaps and Such, which was formerly, when I first started, was simply Sophie's Accessories and Gifts, and I had a little boutique in NoDa here in Charlotte, and NoDa is the North Davidson corridor here in Charlotte. It's the historic arts district, and I had a little bath and body boutique in the NoDa district, and I started about 2001. I opened my store, however, in 2003, but I started in my business as Simply Sophie's Accessories and Gifts, and I started off with jewelry, and then I kind of moved over into natural bath and body products and candles, and I made products in my home. I used to sell products on the corner of Sunset Road and Beatty's-Ford Road, and at that time they used to call me the Lotion Lady, and I used to sell my products, but I used to put them in baskets. So I used to sell baskets on the side of the road, and in those baskets were all of my natural bath and body products. So after a while, one customer used to come on a regular basis. It was a lady who lived somewhere up in the Sunset area, and she said, Sophia, she said, your baskets are much too nice to be out here on the side of the road. She said, one day you ought to consider opening a store. And I thought about it. I tucked that away in my heart, and as I thought on that, it grew, the desire for it grew, and so that's what I did. One day I just kind of launched out into the deep, and I had been driving down North Davidson for years. I worked for a nonprofit organization near North Davidson Street, and I had said, you know, one day I would like to open a store over here, and one day I'm going to open a store in an eclectic area such as NoDa. And sure enough, there was a store for rent, and I went and talked to the gentleman, and he just actually let me just move in. I didn't have to pay anything down. He didn't want to look at my bank statements. He didn't want personal references. He didn't want business references. He just said, you know, Sophia, there's something about you, and I really like your product, and I just think you'll be fine. So he let me move in. Thank you, Paul Sires. I appreciate it. And I moved in, and I did business there for a couple of years. Now, it was my first endeavor on my own, in my own company. But before I moved in, I had made all the products I needed to make to move in, to open a store. And I just believed God that it would happen. And I used to open my garage door every morning and say, "Welcome to Simply Sophie's." And I would close the garage, and I said, well, Lord, if this is what I'm supposed to do by December the 1st, by December I would have my own store, and December the 1st is when I opened my doors for business. So thank God for that. And I've been making products ever since 2001, and 2003 is when I opened my store. And my store originally, like I said, started off, my store has been a natural bath and body boutique, but I had jewelry, clothes on consignment, hand crafted scarves, hand crocheted blankets, knitted items, just things from the local businessmen and women in our area, local craftsmen. There's one gentleman, elderly gentleman, used to make cake in a jar. I would buy cakes and preserves from him and sell them in my store. So I think I answered those questions, and as a result of me being diligent and prayerful about my store, I used to God just opened doors for me. And I was featured in the Charlotte Observer newspaper on the front page of the business section, and I was featured in several magazines up and down the eastern seaboard here. And I found out that there were a couple of little magazines that I did not know of, but I was in those. And so there have been several articles written about me and my store. I think the article that was written in the Charlotte Observer was called "Wake Up and Smell the Pink House." And the pink house was where I had my boutique. It was what I would call a potted meat pink colored house. And I loved my vintage place, and when I closed my doors, I cried and grieved, I think probably for about 2 years. It just took me a long time to recoup from that because I loved it so much, but I have found the internet, and the internet has found me, and I love it also. This is a wonderful medium. Now, I will say that it is far cheaper to do business on the internet than it is to have a physical store, but I love my physical store. I love my customers and having conversation, and I used to have tea and coffee brewing, and just to have people come by and sit and look through my catalogs and just have conversation with me. That was wonderful. So I am looking forward to opening a new store sometime in the future, but I really am appreciative for the medium that God has given me so far. So I hope that answered your question, and if you have any more questions, feel free to contact me at simplysophies at hotmail.com. That's SIMPLYSOPHIES at hotmail.com, or just see me on the internet on Twitter and Facebook at Sophie's Soaps, SOPHIES SOAPS. That's Sophie's Soaps. Just search me on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you so much for your inquiries. Thank you so much for your support and your love. You guys have a good evening. Bye-bye.